Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to PSGL Season 27. This is penultimate round of the season here, round number 11, and we head to the Yas Marina circuit for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Tonight, Benjamin had a second chance to seal the title, but we have three other drivers who are very keen to spoil the party and take the fight to the final race. My name is Jess, and joining me once again whilst Dan is doing F1 comms this week is F7 Championship contender Bryn. How are you doing tonight?
How are you, Jess?
I'm doing great. I mean, Abu Dhabi has played host to the championship finale quite a few times in real life, of course, since 2009. That was when the first race was introduced, and Sebastian Vettel actually won the first race at this circuit with Webber and Jenson Button on the podium, and Vettel actually would go on to secure his first title in Abu Dhabi a year later. Yas Marina has 6 different configurations, and the track is 5.54 kilometers long, and it has quite a lot of turns actually, and 2 DRS straight for overtaking. And luckily, no one in the DRS straight. There's only one between. There's 2 actually follow directly under each other. There's turns 7 and 8, and then turns 10 and 11. So that should provide some very interesting action. We got 3 compounded tyres used for today's race: the softs, the mediums, and the hards. And I have to say, with 19 drivers we've got tonight, do you think Benjamin's going to seal the title tonight? He was very unlucky last week.
It will certainly be interesting to see, of course. Of course, you would love to see the battle go on to Japan, the final round, and leave it to last minute. But Ben could win it tonight. It will certainly be interesting because if you think about it, if he makes one simple mistake, like I say, with 19 drivers, he could plummet down to last.
Yeah, which is something that we don't want to do. Benjamin last week suffered a no points finish, which was the first time basically forever, because the lowest points finish he ever had was round 1 and round number 7. The others he'd either been getting P4s or even a podium, so he was just very unlucky. For those of you that weren't watching the race last week, he suffered a glitch from the game where he was put on 9-lap-old soft tyres, which was very, very annoying, and he was struggling on those tyres throughout the race. But luckily, I think there was wets at the end, which probably saved a little bit of bacon there from Benjamin. But anyway, we're going to go through the championship standings before we head to qualifying. So we've got Benjamin that leads the championship at the moment, as per always. And if he gets second or higher in the Drivers' Championship, well, in the race today, then he'll be crowned champion, no matter what happens with the other drivers tonight. If he needs to outscore to get the gap to at least 16 points or lower in order to seal the title. So if he's third or lower, then I'll probably have to do some maths on whether he's able to do it or not. But we got Kazui, who's gone up to second after last week's result, a P2 from last week. He got a 5-second penalty, but that didn't affect his race result. Mish in third, Samuel being in fourth, Fabi in fifth. Table Clan 6th, we got Will in 7th, then we got Simo, Luca, Ballina, CC Brain, Lamp F1, Midnight, Hadler, Petrox, Royal Valley, Tomato, Greeny LFC, Manolo, rounding up the grid. And we got 2 reserves tonight. We've got Caden Forbes in the Red Bull, filling in for Manolo, I believe, and we've got K Geltink in the Alfa Romeo, filling in for, I need to double check, Table Clan, who is not here tonight as well. So it's great to see them there, of course. And without further ado, let's head straight to qualifying. And everyone that's on the soft tyres at the moment, and I think softs is definitely the tyre to set your fastest lap on around here. Do you think?
It certainly is. Of course, though the tyre wear is high, you do want to start on them soft tyres because the strategy is going to play an important factor. And starting on the mediums, though you might be able to go longer in the Grand Prix, starting on the soft, you've got that extra wear because, of course, off the start, you will get that little bit of wheel spin. There's no way of avoiding it. But by starting on the soft, you can get them out of the way and use the mediums for the rest of the race.
Yeah, soft, medium is a strategy which I think is recommended by the graphic that you were seeing earlier on in the stream as well. But some people were trying soft, medium, soft as well, which I would say, again, like, because Bryn tried it yesterday, he ended up winning the race. But you will get to puncher territory, I have to say. But we'll talk about a little bit later on. We're riding on board with Benjamin's teammate, Ballina, at the moment, as they're looking to close into Renault in the Constructors' Championship. The gap between Renault and AlphaTauri is only 17 points, so it's still all to play for that. So we could still crown the title next week in Japan, even if we crown this one tonight as Ballina comes across the line, and that's P4 for him. And we got Simo, who's on pole position with a 132.2, so already someone in the 132s already, and I might be someone that could get into the 131s, but it may be a little bit of a push. But some people on their day could be in F1 anyway, so I won't be surprised if someone could get into the 131s. And someone that's closer enough is the person who wasn't here last week, Samuel Bean. I think he must have prayed to the gods there last week that he's still in this fight. He's got to have a miracle tonight for him to stay in it, and for the other three contenders to have a rubbish race, because he's, I believe, 4th in the standings now after missing last week. But it's still far from over from the Renault driver, I have to say.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just...
Yep, it's fine there. As I'm just trying to find someone that's on a lap, actually. Petrox that wasn't here last week. I'll see if I can go on board with him in a minute as well. We've got quite a few people have been validated already. We've got Royal Rally, who has been validated, I believe. Greeny LFC as well. I've raced here many times, and I've invalidated quite a few times, so it is quite common. So those drivers will be going into the pits. Don't forget, they only have 3 sets of tyres to use in qualifying if they go for the balanced option. So it's, I've got to say, a little bit of a risk as well. But obviously they're not on the mediums as of yet, but they will be going on the mediums from the race. But I wonder, will the drivers outside the top 10 want to start on the mediums, or would they want to start on the softs just in case there's a early safety car?
Personally, I think it'd be best if they start on the softs because, of course, like you say, early safety car can mean pitting onto the mediums earlier on and use them later in the race. Plus, you don't want to use the mediums too much off the start because of the wheel spin, as I did mention earlier, off the start. You could risk more wear when you could use the tyres later on the Grand Prix and gain more time that way.
Exactly. So let's go on board with someone on a hot lap now, and I'm liking his colour helmet, by the way. It's Petrox, the number 46 car, who's currently standing in P15 in the championship. So no DRS here as you head towards turn 1. It's a 90-degree left-hander, like you commonly see in street circuits. You have to take a more flowing line due to its high speed. You're heading towards turn 3 and 4 now. You through the right-handed king of turn 4, and now you're heading towards turn 5 and 7. You're going to be dab on the brakes a little bit. Turn 7, the little hairpin here as well. A lot of people get caught out a little bit as well at the end of turn 7. Now you're going to head towards the start of DRS straight, which is the middle of turn 7, and heading towards the start of turn 8 there. This is where we're going to see probably the most overtaking opportunities, and we haven't seen many in the real life, of course. I remember watching the real life race, and it was an absolute bore fest. But we've seen races in PSGL in the last few days, and it's been pretty good. He takes to the left-hand side, which is interesting as well. You'll be going almost 200 miles per hour here as you head towards the next left, and then to the right, and then to the left. He was purple sector 2, I believe, which is said on the game. So he's looking to be very quick at this stage. Now I'm trying to remember what corners are coming up next. I believe this is the middle of sector 3 as you head towards turns 18 and 19, and then you'll be heading towards turn 20 and 21. He almost went on the balloon line now, which is not good, and he going to the start of 21. And what lap time is he going to do? Let's just see as he crosses to the line. 1:32.3, that puts him in P3. That's a solid lap from the Haas driver, don't you say, Bryn?
It is, considering both Haas drivers are in second and third place. That's only something that Haas in real life could dream of. But yeah, it's a very good lap from Petrus. On my point of view, it showed that he got purple sector 1 and 2. I don't know whether that's true. I'm just about to check that now. But if he did, certainly could be a fight for Samuel Bean now.
Yes, and I think all the drivers as well. Our current championship leader is P12 at the moment. The whole field is so close. Probably the closest we've seen at this early stages of qualifying. Simo, the other Haas driver, actually was one of the drivers who actually scored a win in Monaco due to him getting less penalties as well, and he was very delighted. Hasn't scored a win since then, which was a shame. He got 6 points in Monza. He got 4 points in Singapore. Apart from that, he hasn't had many solid results. Maybe this could be the turning point for him as well, because don't forget, after this race we've got Japan and then a few more weeks and then it'll be season 28, so you don't have that long to really start to improve on your results before the new season starts and get that fresh head start that you desperately need. But Simo is looking a lot better in his lap at the moment, but yet to move out the way for some other cars. He's also purple in set 2, so yes, definitely the Haas cars are definitely looking much better at this stage. Everyone, I think, is going for their outlap, including our P1 at the moment, Samuel Bean, who's on his outlap at this stage as well. We got to keep an eye on here to see if they don't invalidate, which they don't. I've seen a few cars slide around here a few times. I've done that a few times in Abu Dhabi, but obviously I'm a commentator more than a racer. I do race a few times, but this is why I may do commentary, because, you know, these guys are good at what they do. They're suited to the racetrack more than me. But anyway, Simo comes across the line, and it is pole position at the moment. Provisional pole, a 1:32.0, which I have to say is pretty decent, but I know Samuel B will want to go quicker. Kazui as well, I think he's on a quicker lap. Let's see what he could do. Nope, he doesn't. He invalidates his lap time, and I said, Bryn, this is a corner where you can get caught out, and unfortunately, Kazui just done that.
Certainly is, because, of course, you do want to take the shortest line, which is to literally hop over the curbs. But sometimes it can cause problems, and even running wide on the exit, of course, because you want to get the widest entry into the next corner to keep it flowing. But that invalidation there may have cost them quite a bit, as they're still going on the lap for some reason, though. Still keeping it going.
Yeah, I'm guessing that he may not want to start his tyres on them, so you thought, you know what, but the top 10 will have to start on the tyres they qualified on anyway, and you don't want to be on 2 lap holder softs compared to everybody else at the start of the race. Like we said, tyre wear for the softs is an absolute killer. According to our little stats that I've been getting throughout the season, you can take it 12 laps, but it's a little bit of a push before it gets to puncher territory. 12 laps is the absolute minimum before it gets to 70%, and then that's it, your tyres are cooked. So I would say if people want to do the soft, medium strategy, 7 to 8 maybe, or even just before that to do the undercut. I've seen some people pit around lap 4 and 5 sometimes just to get the good undercut right. I was riding on board with Haller just now. He's at 1:32.1 now already, which is great to see. He needs to go up in the championship as well. There's still points on offer for people in the midfield as well. It's not just a fight for who's going to win the championship. There's also fights for the midfield too, and it could make a difference, because from what I've heard from Connor earlier on today in the chats, that not many, I think it was only about 12 people from F1 this season have signed up for next season, so there could be few spaces open for this grid to maybe jump up into F1. So if they want to jump up to F1, they've got to show what they're made of in the final 2 races.
They certainly have to. I'm just going to come back to one thing you said. You were saying about strategy. But, of course, these guys are going to be pushing more than the likes of me and you. But I found after lap 6, the softs were not comfortable at all to be driving on. You had little grip out there, and I was having to work the car hard. So we may, like you say, see these guys pitting in lap 4, lap 5 for the mediums just to get off of the softs.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that could be the cut-off point at this stage as well. And, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see who goes on the softs at the end. I think that maybe Samuel Bean and Benjamin could try that at this stage, and there's some people that could try that very well. And it's not Table Clan that KJ is filling in for, it's someone else. I got mixed up on who it was. I think it was Name Changer, because Name Changer is not racing anymore in this league, I believe. So I think KJ might be full-time, but I'll need to double-check on that, as we got 4 minutes left to go of qualifying at this stage, with Simo on top still, with Sammy being in second, Hadlow in third, Petrox in fourth, we got Fabi in fifth, we got Mish, Kazui, both championship contenders in P6 and P7 at this stage, and looking to close in the gap to Benjamin quite considerably at the moment. I think they need to outscore by 6 points in order to do so, but we will do the maths to make sure they've done enough, as we've got a few people still out on circuit. We got Petrox still out on another lap. He's got to get a move on though, because I'm worried that he's not going to get another lap in, but this may be his final lap on these tyres. That'll probably be it then. So we did look perfect there in the penultimate few corners. I think it'll be a bit slower, and it's an invalidation, so that's brave of him. He's going into the pits, and at least he has chance for one final lap, Bren.
Certainly, one thing I'm going to comment on though, hopefully he doesn't get penalised for that, but he did cross the pit entry line, he didn't follow it. I know it was a bit late because he did invalidate at last minute, but hopefully they do not get penalised for that. And Greeny, interestingly, when he crashed out, I don't know whether you caught that on
No, I didn't.
thingy, but he just looked like he spun into the wall.
Yeah, I think he may have lost control of the car. I don't know, but yes, the stewards have been reminding all the drivers every week to not cut the pit lane line. Pretty much for all the tiers, not just PS4, but also PC and Xbox as well. On PC, a few times there was a few people that got caught by that rule, and they got penalised for that as well. So I will get the stewards briefing actually from this week to actually find out if there's any other information, but the majority is from this week. But also the stewards have told the drivers to keep an eye on turn 18 to 19 and 21, because if people are being caught track extending there, it's not allowed. They've been warned by the stewards, and they usually been told to read these stewards briefings. So if they don't read it, then they're going to be in trouble, and they're going to be the ones that caught out on it. So those were the two main things that were said in the stewards briefing. Crossing the pit lane entry line is not allowed, and track extending at turns 18 and 19 and 21. So we'll keep an eye on that, of course, because that's obviously a few times where I got caught out with track limits as well. So luckily I'm not racing, but everyone is going out now, and it's the calm before the storm. I literally do not know who's going to get pole. Can anyone get into the 131s? It's just so close at the moment. They'll be at their low fuel mix at the moment, the lowest fuel possible, just to get in the best possible lap time. But I can't wait to see how these final few minutes are going to unfold, Bren.
Certainly, just a thing to comment out straight away is on our championship leader, VRT Benjamin, is currently out there on the mediums for their final run.
So I'm guessing he wants to go on the alternate strategy. Obviously, he was the king of the alternate strategy in USA. I think he started 12th, actually, in USA, and he went on to win the race. And I don't understand why, because Abu Dhabi alternate strategy is not as OP, because you can do a two-stop around here, but we shall see. You know, these drivers are good, but maybe Benjamin doesn't mind what he does, because he's got two more chances. If he messes up tonight, then he's got one more chance next week at Japan, so he can take some risks. And the ones who can't take risks are Kazui, Mish and Samuel Bean. They got to make sure that the things that they do on track are absolutely perfect in order to keep their championship hopes alive at this stage, because Mish and Kazui are quite close at the moment, as I believe Hadler's just improved. Actually, no, I did see someone improve. It was KJ. It was KJ who went all the way into P5, and considering he was a reserve starting this season, and now he's in the Alfa Romeo, and that is a strong showing from him as well. He could be a championship contender going into next season's F2 tier, or if he is in F2, you never know, because there has been surprises in placements in the past as well. We never know who's going to get placed where, as the checkered flag has dropped, and we are about to see people cross the line for one final time. So who's going to cross the line first? It is one of the McLarens. It is Hadler, who is going through turns 18, 19, 20, and then into 21. He invalidates, as been warned before, so he's not going to set a competitive lap. I think Midnight is about to set a final lap. Yes, he is. He comes across the line, and it's a 1:32.7 for him. Puts him in P12. We have one of the Renaults as well. Who is that? I'm not entirely sure. It might be Samuel B. No, it's not Samuel B, but he's purple in sector 2, because he can only manage 4th place. We've got one of the Alfa Romeos of Table Clan. He goes into the pits, unfortunately. So it's one of the Ferraris, Lamp F1, who was last week's race winner. He invalidates. What about Ballina? He is going towards the final few corners as well. He's on his second lap, I believe, on these tyres. I'm guessing he wasn't that impressed with his first one. So he comes across the line. Can he get higher than 12? We'll see. 1:32.2 puts him in P4. He was purple in the final sector as well. We got Petrox coming across the line as well. Someone was doing donuts there for a second. Ooh, Petrox getting pole position at the moment with a 1:32.0. That was something that I was definitely not expecting. And Benjamin has retired from the session, so he can't improve. So he's the championship leader. Is only starting P16. CC Brain is not improving either. Neither is Caden Forbes. So I believe for the first time this season, Petrox is on pole position. Would you have predicted that going into this session, Bryn?
I certainly would not have, but I would like to comment on something. when Petrux, how to pronounce it, sorry, was going to start his lap, he did actually impede Ben.
Ooh.
Ben was going to come to the final corner, and Ben had to literally dive to the inside to get around him at last minute.
Yes, indeed. So that could be sent to the stewards then, I believe as well, which may hinder Petrox's race result as well, and it could seriously hinder Benjamin's chance for the championship. So I'm guessing Benjamin will have to go on the alternate strategy regardless anyway. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. But, this is making the championship fight a little bit more interesting as we go into this race. As we look at your qualifying results, we've got an Italian 1-2, I believe, with Petrox and Simo. We haven't seen that at all this season with an Italian locking out the front row. So that's great to see. It has 1-2 actually as well. So we wouldn't have seen that in real life anyway. We've got Samuel Bean in third, Hadler fourth, Bannon fifth, Kazui in sixth, KJ in seventh, Fabian out. We've got Mission ninth, World Valley in 10th, Lamp in 11th, CC Brain in 12th, and we got Midnight, Will, Tomato, Benjamin, Caden Forbes, and we got Greeny and Table Clan did not set a lap time. Caden Forbes did not set a representative lap time either. The ones outside the top 10 will be having a chance to get free choices of tyres, and I wonder what tyres they're going to go on, of course, but that was a very interesting qualifying session. I can't wait to see what happens in the race.
I certainly can't either. Because, to be honest, you do say, as we were talking about earlier on in the session, about the drivers, what starting tyre they want to be on. And I did comment on the fact of that slight wheel spin or loss of traction that you could get off the start could be the problem with starting on the mediums, because, of course, you don't want to wear them out at the first end. It's best to start on the softs to get them out the way and take the slightly slower but the lower deg tyre for the rest of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's certainly what I would do anyway. And if I was outside the top 10, I would definitely start on the medium tyres, I have to say, because obviously it is a durable tyre, and sometimes there is carnage as well in turn one, so you could just have multiple tyres to play with, as well as the session is counting down before we start, as everyone is getting their strategies ready as well. This is the PSGL F2 tier, the penultimate round of the championship. Benjamin is currently leading it. If Benjamin scores P2 or higher in this race, which is going to be needing a miracle at this stage, well, I said that in USA, but he went on to win the race. But if Benjamin gets P2 or higher in this race, he will take the championship in style tonight. And if he does do that from where he is on the grid, that'll be, I've got to say, a champion's drive more than anything. But Kazui will need to outscore Benjamin by 6 points, and Mish will need to outscore Benjamin by 8 points in order to stay alive. And I've got to say, Samuel Bean will need a miracle. I believe he needs to outscore by, I think, 8 points or 9 points, I believe. So I will need to do some maths on that one as well. But we're about to get in. I'm going to get into the session very quickly and look at the tyres that we got on offer. And Caden Forbes is the only one that's gone out of the norm, and it's gone on the soft tyres. Everyone else in the outside the top 10 has gone for the mediums. To be honest, I am not shocked with Caden Forbes at this point that he's gone for the soft tyres. He likes going for the bold strategy, I would say.
It certainly does. But the drivers ahead of him, like you say, is that they are risking that. So then later on in the Grand Prix, we'll probably see them going to the softs as their final stint. But certainly off the start, if there is an early safety car, the likes of the top 10 and Caden could really take advantage of that. Of course, with the other guys outside the top 10 on the mediums, they could lose out heavily if there's a safety car, say, lap 1 or 2. So we'll just have to wait and see. It'll certainly be an interesting thing to watch out on.
Yes, it would as well. And it's, I think, a no-brainer for everyone else to start on the softs. And look who's on alternate strategy pole position. Last week's race winner, Lamp F1. So I don't know if the alternate strategy works well here, but if it does, Lamb could be on course to be winning this race, and I think we had one person in the chat who thinks Lamp F1 is going to win. So that is not that is actually quite a good prediction, to be fair, for Lamp F1. Both Ferraris actually ended up winning races this season. Lamp winning last time out in Mexico, with World Rally actually winning in Russia, which he absolutely dominated in the wet conditions towards the end of that race. And I have to say, it was quite a surprise win, I have to say, from World Rally, but he still did it. But we could see a surprise win today. Interesting stat. The person who usually starts on pole position usually goes on to win the race or get on the podium. So no pressure if you're the likes of Petrox starting from pole position in the 46 car. But we'll have to wait and see as the drivers are lining up on the grid then. Here we are then, the penultimate round of the season, of season 27. Petrox and Simo, the two Haas cars at the front of the grid. Who's going to get the better getaway? And it is lights out. And away we go. Petrox has a very good start from his teammates. So does the Renault of Samuel Bean. Samuel Bean had a very good start right in the middle. And the two teammates almost making contact of the start. Now heading towards the very little tricky right-handers coming up at the moment. And Samuel Bean actually moves up into second position. Kazooie trying to get past the McLaren on the McLaren, it seems. I can't tell due to the timing glitch. I believe that is Handler. Now everyone is heading towards the hairpin of turn 7. Everyone is making it clean so far. I don't think anyone's gone off in the background, but Green Yellow C has dropped down to 19th. I believe he may stay there at the moment. Benjamin did not get the start that he would have hoped at this stage, but Samuel Bean, I have to say, biggest gainer of the start, but Petrox really held up there at the moment. Kazooie, I think, has made up another position up to 4th place. And we did see someone go off. Oh, there's huge contact in the background. We got, I think it was Will, Roll Valley, Caden. That was a big pile up there. That was very, very close. But apart from that little incident, everyone's got away well.
They certainly have. 3 wide into that corner certainly does not work. I was looking at the back there. CC Brain seemed to have gone in a bit tight there. Then Tomato tried to take advantage of this and go side by side with, I think it was either Ferrari or an Alfa Romeo, but ended up making a collision with them. But yep, 3 into 1 does not work there.
Definitely not in that corner. There's already people breaking the braking marker boards. You don't really want to do that, guys. Just don't do it, because it's not going to help people's braking references, especially when everyone is running no assist as well. And unfortunately, we're getting the timing tower glitch. So for the next lap or so, we're not going to know where people are unless they're on track. And DRS is not enabled, and we're not on lap 3. So you know, that is it's a shame that Petrox had Petrox is still in the lead, but his teammate didn't have the best start he would have hoped. And Samuel Bean is definitely needing a miracle, but he's definitely doing what he needs to do to keep his hopes alive up in front. But we got Simo around the back of Samuel Bean, and if it was DRS at this point, then he would have definitely probably tried to go for the move. And we're starting to see ERS starting to deteriorate here as well. Be used too much in the first few laps. I've realised that it takes a long time to recharge, as you can see. We got Mish and Lamp F1 having a little bit of a battle as well. Fabit Lamp F1 had a beautiful move there, heading in towards, I can't remember what turn it was, but Lamp F1 gets the move done. He's up into 9th place as well. And could Fabi come back at him? He's not going to at the moment. There's so many battles happening everywhere. It's so hard to keep up with, but we'll try and keep up as it continues, of course. But I'm going to be watching out for the Haas driver, Simo, to see if he can fight back and go back up to P2. But it looks like Petrox is not pulling up the gap that he would have liked at this stage, but it's making the battle for the lead ever closer.
It certainly is, because, of course, yes, Samuel Bean splitting the two Haas drivers. Also, Caden did retire in the pit lane. He did pit at the end of lap 1 and retire. But Petrox with the fastest lap, a 37.275 on the soft tyres.
Missed in the pits as well. Missed in the pits. So did he get damage or something? He must have got damaged lap 1. He may have got caught up in some drama. We'll have to wait and see. That is very costly for Benjamin's championship rival, who's in P3 in the standings at the moment. But he's onto the mediums. So he might
That was just a normal stop.
That was just a stop. I thought he went to pit for damage, but no. Looking at that, I think he's just going for the undercut. I think
it's a big undercut.
It is a big undercut. 17 laps the mediums could last for in this race as well. So I'm guessing he wants to extend one of his stints at this stage. But it could pay off for him. We'll have to wait and see. I thought lap 4 and 5 would be the instant. Here we go. We got Midnight tries to defend from Fabi. Fabi getting a beautiful run, heading past turn 8, 9 in towards turn 9. And, well, turn 10 and 11 now. The DRS straight then is going to be absolutely key that one of them gets a better run, but Midnight just about holds on. Midnight's up into P9, but Fabi is pushing ever so hard in order to make sure he can gain the position that up he needs. Meanwhile, Benjamin tries to get a move past Greeny. Can he do it on the medium tyres? Oh, it's very hard to get a move there. Benjamin almost goes off the circuit there as well, so unfortunately the move did not pay off for him at this stage, but he's definitely faster than Greeny LSC right now. He must be absolutely frustrated with himself that he can't get past the majority of these guys, but but it's still not over for Benjamin. If it doesn't work out this week, he still has one more chance next week when we head to Japan for the season finale. And everyone, there's 3 drivers going for the undercut. Lap 4, which is Samuel Bean, Hadler and Simo, and I did say that we could see lap 4, lap 5 potentially people pit in, and I wasn't wrong. So they're going for the early undercut. So I'm guessing they're responding to Mish. So let's go on board with Mish as he's setting purple sets to light at the moment. So it's going to be close. They all get out of the pit lane, and we got the Haas driver that's got ahead, but Hadler and Mish is very, very close, heading towards turn 5, and now heading in towards the hairpin of turn 6 and 7. Meanwhile, we got a battle for P7 as Tomato, I believe, has got past Fabi up to P8 at this stage. Somebody overtakes once again, but yeah, I believe Simo and Samuel Bean got ahead of Mish, but and Hadler as well, but it was very, very close, and I think Mish is going to try and get the move. Meanwhile, we got a 3-way fight for, someone has cut the circuit massively. It's one of the Williams drivers. It's Will. So Will's got a time penalty for that, which I think is easily understandable that you do not cut the corner like that. And again, you don't go 3 wide in that DRS straight. So I think Will had to yield there. And if he did not move out the way, he probably would have hit one of those drivers. As Mish got a time penalty as well, up in 17th. So, but a lot I have to say, time penalties could play a massive factor. It did in Xbox on Thursday when I was commentating with Ben. But I have a feeling he's going to play a massive factor here as Fabi has to counter-react. He's in the pits. He's going into the pits. Petrox and Kazooie, Banner and KJ are not pitting though. They're waiting, which could be a gamble. But there we go. Fabi goes on to the mediums. I think everyone is probably going to go for the 2-stop, right?
Yeah, they certainly are. Nobody can do a 1-stop here. If they do try it, they're kind of stupid in a way because it's something that shouldn't be attempted. And nobody's going to touch the hard tyres because they are absolute horrible. So,
yes, I wouldn't touch the hard tyres if I were you. I tried it once in Abu Dhabi when I got damaged and it was absolutely awful. I agree. So don't do it. But they could try it if they ran out of options because they only have a certain amount of tyres to use in the race. So they don't have much at all to handle with as well. So they got to get their race absolutely perfect. But you can see Banner just about holding on to P3, but for how much longer? KJ almost was close enough to get Banner on this part of the track, but he couldn't quite do it. It may be a battle of the pit stops to see which works and which doesn't. I won't be surprised if they pit at the same time, and Lab is just behind these guys as well. So I'm really starting to see the people on the soft are struggling more than the guys on the mediums. I think the Delta is pretty much going to be the same, the crossover period. That's why Lamb is a lot quicker than Banner and KJ is right now. And I did say Lamb will be a contender for the win. I'm probably not going to be wrong here.
Yeah, you said it, and I can see. Because Lamb have won, like you say, is right on the back of KJ Elting. CC Brain with the 3-second time penalty as well. But yeah, KJ and Ballina are certainly starting to struggle by the looks of things on them soft tyres. Because lap 5, I'm putting a guess in, is probably the crossover period.
Yeah, I think it is, and we've just hit it as well. And yeah, you can see why Lamb was doing very, very well and the others weren't as well. So Lamb's got to get a move on if he wants to get past these lot, because otherwise he's going to get stuck in a lot of traffic. So I think he wants to go for the absolute send. Go for Daniel Ricciardo's send, I would say, for him. But he's a little bit too further back to get the move, so he's not going to try it now. But you can see that, I think maybe next lap he could do it. We'll have to wait and see. Or maybe in the next DRS straight as well, because there are 2 DRS straights that follow directly after each other. But the DRS train is not as big as I would have thought, actually. I thought it would have been even bigger going into this race. But there was quite a few people that pitted earlier, so that was probably why. Can KJ get Ballina this lap? No, we can't. Midnight's also in this fight. We got Tomato 2.1 seconds as well, so he can catch up with these guys, start fighting as well. Midnight, I have to say, is having a very clean race. He's had some unlucky moments in this season. He's had quite a lot of DNFs, actually. He's had 4 DNFs this season. His best result was a podium in Belgium, and he was pretty shocked himself that he got the podium. So we hope to see him back on form sometime, but we may start to see a glimpse of him at the moment. Maybe he could get a top 10 finish tonight. But, you know, let's hope I have not jinxed him here tonight, as he's using quite a lot of VRS. He's almost running out as well. That is a danger territory for Midnight, but he just wants to get the move done, I guess.
Well, if you're saying that Midnight's got low on ERS, you might want to look at Kazooie. Not even got 10%. Well, now got 10% available, but they are very low trying to keep up with Petrus. They're still not pitted in, surprisingly. They might be trying to do a soft, medium, soft strategy as done by last night with me.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what they're going to do at this stage. And Kazooie's 1 second behind Petrox. So Petrox is absolutely flying, but I wonder if the undercut is powerful. It probably is, as Will gets past his teammate Tomato. I wonder if it was a strategy call, or I wonder if it was just the teammates allowing to race. But at these later stages of the championship, you probably want to gain as many positions as you can. Will is ahead of Tomato in the championship, I believe. So that is, I think, a no-brainer for these guys. Table Clan also on the back of this as well. So the Alfa Romeos have been fighting in the positions of these Grand Prix for quite a bit now as well, and a few positions gained as well. The DRS train is starting to grow and grow now as everyone keeps fighting. So I think the people on the soft tyres must be getting a little worried, especially with the likes of Ballina, who is leading that train. Ballina can't quite close into Kazooie, so that's why the train doesn't start there as well. But Ballina has to, I think these guys on the softs have to pit soon. Is Ballina going to do it? Nope, he is not. Neither is Kazooie or Petrox. They're not going for the one stop. Surely not, right?
They are not. They are not. I'm on board with Petrox right now, and I just got a thingy saying pit window is open for him. So.
Ooh, so next lap potentially they will be going for us. Fabius picked up a penalty as well. Tomato comes in, which is an early pit stop, and I believe that's for damage. Yes, that is for damage. KJ's round as well. So there's quite a few incidents happening then. So that's promoted Lampard, that's promoted Ben. Also Ben, where did Ben come from? I gotta say with his trainer, because Lamp must have made a mistake as well, as Benjamin got past him as well. So Ben with the comeback of dreams here. Could this be the result that he's hoping for at this stage? Here comes Benjamin on Greeny then. Greeny is defending quite nicely as well. Almost a little bit of a slide there. Heading past turn 8. Now heading towards turns 9, 10 and 11 then. Benjamin, he's got to use his ERS. He's running out of ERS. That's going to be danger for him. But look at the straight line speed he's gaining. He's got to go for the sender dreams. Here he comes. Benjamin, bravo to him. He's up into P7 in this race. Not a net P7, but he's done all he can to try and close into the other medium runners. But Benjamin is pushing. He must be feeling a little bit tense right now, knowing that his championship is on the line. He wants to get it sealed tonight so he can relax easy in the final race and have a little bit of fun.
Certainly. Patrice is also staying out for another lap. Kazooie is following suit. And same with Ballina. They are staying out for another lap. I think they might be doing what we didn't expect them to do. The one stop. They could be doing either soft to hard or soft to medium. Now, someone said CT Brain has had a bit of a moment past turn 19 and 20, and he's going into the pit, so he has to pit early, and we've got a virtual safety car as well because of that. So interesting enough, CT Brain goes on the softs. I wonder who's going to take advantage of that. I think everybody from P12 is taking advantage of that, getting their stops done nice and early as well. Some of them may have pit damage though. I'll let you double check that, Bryn, just in case. Some of them may have just taken it just as an advantage, but some of them may have just wanted to get it done nice and early. We'll see. But Lamp's on the softs, interestingly enough.
So he may be in soft medium. I don't have a clue, but we will find out as we mean to go on. The virtual safety car is going on for a little bit longer as well, but you know, the people staying out longer than I thought is definitely open. Oh no, Fabi's got a drive through. That's something similar to what Lut experienced in Xbox on Thursday night. This is very costly. He will have to come into the pit in the next few laps, and Midnight's got a penalty as well, but Fabi, he was on for a top 10 finish, even a top 5 finish, and that is, I think, ruined his race pretty much, just put him out of contention. 4 points, what a shame.
It certainly is a shame, but just comment on the damage from the pitters. From far as I could see, it was just Elting and CC Brain that were pitting him with damage. But I don't know about Lamp F1 and Samuel Bean. I just missed them. So
I think if you check on pit stops maybe in Race Director, because it'll tell you if they have damage or not. Maybe you can check that as well. Yes, you did not know that? You did not know that? Now you do.
I certainly did not know that.
Now you do. Well, now you'll know for tomorrow's race in Japan in Formula Performance. Speaking of Formula Performance, check out the stream tomorrow at 8 PM. There we go. Nice plug there for the final round. And Tomato got a 3-second time penalty there as well. So more time penalties are starting to kick in as well, as Kazooie is now 6 tenths on the back of Petrox. Petrox looks like he's struggling, but Kazooie is definitely on fire. 2 more laps, and then there will be in punch territory, because 12 laps is the lifespan. There has been VSCs, which means they're allowed to go slower, but not that much slower compared to full racing conditions, as Kazooie was struggling a little bit there. Maybe Petro's gained a little bit more time as well. Banana stays in 4th place. Midnight gets a job done on Banana, so you can tell that the soft runners are struggling. We could see Midnight have a very good race if he pulls this off as well, but he's got a penalty, so he's got to keep his penalties down to a minimum now at this moment in time. As the 2 Ferraris are fighting in the background. We've got Lamp on the softs, Roll Valley on the mediums, and Tomato's going to try and take advantage of both of them. Slide into the middle of both of those Ferraris. Lamp's up to 12th, Tomato's up to 13th. Roll Valley, unfortunately, is down to 14th. But can he get back on any of those 2 drivers? We'll have to find out. Nope, he does not. So they stay where they are at the moment. Oh, he does. Roll Valley comes out of nowhere, late on the brakes, and he's up to 13th. Tomatoes struggle a little bit there as well. Meanwhile, Banana goes into the pit for his stop. We'll see what tyres he goes on. Will he go onto the hards? Because going on the hards could be possible, but it will be a bit dangerous if he does that. So, no, it's not the hard for him. It is the medium compound the tyres. It's got to be a clean stop for him. It is a clean stop for Banner as he comes out of the pit lane. So, well, interesting to see where he comes out. Mish does go out ahead of him, as well as Haller and Simo. So the undercut is definitely more powerful there, unfortunately, compared to the overcut. But we'll have to wait and see. Petrox and Kazooie are just pushing for their life. They're still going at it. They're still pulling away from the rest of the field. This is just insane at the moment. Kazooie is going to be doing all he can now. Let's see the ERS deployment. 9% for Petrox, 7% for Kazooie, so they're roughly about the same. Kazooie straight line speed. Is he going to go for the send like Benjamin did earlier on? Petrox closes the door there. My oh my, that was very good from the Hash driver. Petrox is having a good race right now. Meanwhile, for the battle for the medium runners, Table Clan gets past, I believe, Will, and up into 4th place. Table Clan is also having a good race too, as Banner picks himself a time penalty too. We'll keep you up to date on what time penalties people have got later on in this race, but we'll keep an eye on the top 2 as well. They have to pit. I wonder how much tyre wear they're on now. Unfortunately, we can't see it on the game. Cody's, please bring that in for F1 20 and 21. That'll be amazing. They both in. They must have listened to us, Bryn. They're going to go in for the medium tyres. Oh, that is very close between both of them. They almost sped. Who spun?
He crossed the pit entry. No, he crossed the pit entry, Petru did.
Oh, he did. That's going to be, I think, he called it on stream as well. So that's going to be a 5-second penalty for Petros. And don't forget as well, he also blocked possibly Benjamin in qualifying. Well, we won't obviously know about it, because obviously the stewards are going to have a close look at it. If it gets reported, of course, but usually they look at instance on stream as well sometimes, if the stewards say you can't do it. So Petrox is going to be in a lot of trouble at this rate, which is not good. We got a yellow flag. I believe it's Tomato, who's unfortunately retired from the race. He's retired in the pit lane.
that is sad. But I'm just going to come back to something that you asked me earlier about the drivers' pit stops for whether it was damage or it was a stop. All drivers was for a damaged front wing.
Ooh.
And it's actually pretty interesting seeing the exact pit stop times. And to be fair, out of the normal runners, so Ballina has actually got the slowest normal pit stop. So, interesting.
Yeah, so Banner, I think Banner must have struggled there. He must have. I mean, he was not doing very, very well indeed as well, but it's not going to help in the constructors. Yellow flag.
Kazuri's round.
Kazuri's round. Oh no, Kazuri's round.
And reset to track. And he's reset to track.
And reset to track is not allowed either. I think if you can correct me if I'm wrong with that fact, but he'll probably get a penalty for that. This is not good for the championship contender. This may bring advantage to Benjamin. Benjamin may do enough to seal this title without Benjamin doing anything. My oh my, there's a lot of things that have happened in the past few laps, I have to say. Oh my goodness.
It's certainly very, very interesting right now. But I am currently looking through to see if it is disallowed.
I think it's not allowed, but it's in most leagues I'm in. It's definitely not allowed. So I'll have to do. I should have double checked before the stream, but I've seen many people do it in F2 before. Meanwhile, Simo and Benjamin are going for a battle there. Don't forget, Simo's already pitted as well. Benjamin's trying to push his tyres for quite some time. Simo gets the job done on these fresh tyres up to 4th. Benjamin in 5th place now. He's got probably Hadler maybe chasing on him very, very soon as well. The drama is unfolding here in Abu Dhabi. We're almost halfway into this race in a couple of laps time. CC Brain gets the move done on World Rally in the background up into P15, but the crucial battle at the moment is for P3 on track between Will and P2 actually, Will and Table Clan, who are on the same amount of tyres. These three are definitely going at it as well, like we've seen the ones earlier on, like Petros and Kazui, for example. Lambert just picked himself up. Another penalty as well. 3 seconds added to his name as well. Table Clan, though, he's been keeping it clean. No penalties to his name. Also, Simo, Benjamin, Hadler, Petrox, Greenie, KJ, Sammy Bean, and World Valley not picking up any penalties. But I have a feeling some people may be on some warning territory, so they got to be careful.
They certainly have to be careful, but we could see the likes of Midnight Table Clan and, well, like I say, doing a repeat of Petrus, I think. I don't know how to spell it.
I don't know how to say his name. I'm quite rubbish, so yeah.
But they could be doing the one stop. You don't know if Petrus can do what he did on the softs on them mediums. One stop coming his way, but if they top 3 do repeat, God, this is going to be interesting.
This is going to be intriguing. I don't know who's going to win this race. It reminds me of when I was watching the F7 race back yesterday, because I wanted to see how you did, and it was just very intense towards the end, and we may get a similar situation as well. Who knows? We've had a few virtual safety cars this race. We haven't seen any safety cars, and safety cars, I've got to say, is quite common around here in Abu Dhabi. I've experienced it quite a lot of times. The record that was held from when I was league race was when the safety car patch came out. But anyway, we've got Kazui and Ballina fighting for, I believe it's a net P2 and 3 on track. Kazui gets the edge and is up into 9th on track at this stage. But we got a battle, I think, room for P2 once again. Will starting to close up even more now. A few people will be making their second stops very, very soon. Some people will be pushing for the one stop, trying to make the softs and mediums work. It's pretty much impossible on the last game on F1 2019, but for the drivers that do very, very well and are quick and can manage their tyres effectively, it can work. Hadler, I believe, is going for his second stop. So is Simo as well, as they both come in to the pits. I believe Simo's going to go for the mediums, which he does. And what about Hadler? He's on to the mediums as well, which will go until the end of this race. They could really start pushing now, because the mediums can last 17th lap, which is we got less than that to go in the race, so they can go they can sprint to the finish pretty much, as long as they manage their ERS. And we got Petrox as well, 4 tenths behind. Here we go. Here's Mish on Benjamin then. Mish, his championship rival, Benjamin's championship rival, has got past him. This is not what he wants, don't forget, but Mish has got more penalties than him as well, so maybe Benjamin is allowed to do that as well, as Mish has run out of ERS. What about Benjamin? Almost running out too. Can Benjamin get the straight line speed he needs? Nope, he does not. So they stay ahead at this stage. I believe Mish will have to pit again as well. So they'll be on similar strategies as well. Benjamin will have to go onto the soft tyres or the hards at the end. You can't go on another set of mediums. Greeny gets past Lamp F1 up into 9th place. I don't think Lamp's going to win this race. There's no way you can get the tyres on for that long, so you'll have to pit again for sure. But so that's my prediction for the win out of the window, and for some people's predictions for the win out of the window as well. So at the moment on track, Midnight leads from Table Clan, from Will, from Mish, and from Benjamin. Mish, meanwhile, goes into the pits. This is key. This is key for Mish at the moment. Benjamin has got to respond, surely.
He certainly has got to respond, because the tyre wear being higher, he's going to want to pit in soon, because that undercut, again, Miche could take a huge advantage and cause Benjamin some issues now, unless Benjamin will try and take them to the softs. Like, we could see a one-stop strategy, like you're saying, though it wasn't possible on last year's game. We could see the top 4, including the likes of Petrus, could be doing the one-stop strategy if they are fair play, I've got to say. It was not fun.
I don't know. I can't even do that. I would get a puncher right off the bat. So fair play to these guys, I have to say. But we are halfway now. Anything can happen at this stage. Mish gets past CC Brain as well. And just a quick reminder of the pit stop loss. You lose about 21 seconds in the pit. So it's not as long as previous circuits on this calendar in season 27. I believe Silverstone is the longest, which is about 29-30 seconds as well. But CC Brain struggling on the softs as well. Maybe you have to pit for one final time. We'll have to wait and see. So we're going to keep an eye on this top 4 then. When are they going to pit? Petrox is gaining as well. This race win could still be on the cards for the Haas driver as well, but there may be some steward inquiries going under his head as well. Midnight comes. Does he come in? Yes, he does. Table Clan stays out. We got a yellow flag going on. Is it? I don't know what that yellow flag was for, actually.
But I think it was Lamp.
Yeah, it was Lamp that had a bit of a spinneroonie. But anyway, Benjamin comes into the pits. He's going for the soft tyres. It can do it. It can do it at this point, but it's going to be very dangerous in terms of tyre wear. So it's going to be a little bit of a moment. And here he comes, and he comes out as well. Midnight comes ahead. Is Mish going to be ahead of them? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be close. Oh, very close indeed between the two racing points. I wonder if they're working together. If Mish stays ahead and keeps a good gap, this fight, you know, Mish has got to outscore Benjamin by 6 points. And, you know, it's still going to be possible for Mish to do that. You know, we'll have to wait and see, but we will have to do the maths later on, see if Mish has done enough to secure the fight to next week. Meanwhile, we got Samuel Bean that gets the move done on Simo, I believe, and he's up into P6 as well. And Samuel Bean could still be in with this fight as well. I may have people to do their maths as well. We got Greeny LFC going side by side with Banner up into 4th place as well. Greeny could score some good points as well, but again, his tyres could be in danger as well. I literally do not know what's going to happen. The only person that still has to pit is Table Clan. There's no way those mediums can make it until the end. There's just no way. So, but everyone else, I believe, will not need to pit. Maybe World Rally as well, potentially as well. Let us know your predictions in the chat, guys. Who do you think is going to win? Oh my God, it's going to... Fasten your seatbelts. We are going to be in for a very good, entertaining last 11 laps of this race.
It really is. So hopefully they can put their predictions in. But now Table Clan has pit in. They almost like to go for softs. Yep, soft tyres being fitted to that Alfa Romeo.
Yep, there we go then. So Table Clan goes onto the softs. Where does he come out in relation to Mish? Will as well. Will is in this. Will is in this fight. I mean, how is he doing that? I mean, Will is definitely the king of alternate strategy in PSGL F2. He's done it many a times. He could be on for podium if he keeps this up as well. But there's still people yet to get some penalty, penalties, like Benjamin, for example, as well. I will need to do some maths on stream to see if they've done enough. So we'll have to find out. But which means that the interviews will probably be delayed by a little bit as well. But Samuel Bean needs to outscore pretty much by quite some margin. I believe 12 points is the margin Samuel Bean needs to get in order to do that. So I think Benjamin does not. I think Benjamin needs to not score points in order for that to happen. But we've seen anything could happen as Will gets past, I believe, Mish, but Midnight gets past Will. So Midnight's doing very well on the soft tyres, but are they pushing a little bit too much? Benjamin's 5 tenths behind the Mercedes of CC Brain at the moment. We could see Dan about to get his wish that he could be commentating on a championship fight in Japan, which he said to me today that he wants it to happen. It could happen. We'll have to wait and see, but it depends on how Mish Kazooie and Samuel Bean does. At this stage, if it stays as it is, the only person that could still be in this fight is Kazooie. So Kazooie could take this fight to Abu Dhabi, and I wouldn't have thought that going into the final round as CC Brain comes into the pits. Let's see how Benjamin does as he closes in on Table Clan. And we can see Will going on for a battle, I believe, with Halle. Yes, he does, heading towards turn 6, now heading into turn 7. Yes, he does. So he's definitely on fire. And I have to say, Will has been the biggest shock, I think, in this race as well. But can't remember when his last win was. But he hasn't won at all this season, I don't think. Could he be on the cards to potentially get a surprise podium?
He certainly could be. At this moment in time, if the Grand Prix was to stop right now, that would certainly be a great finishing order. Not for Benjamin, it wouldn't be, but to the rest of the guys up in P3 and P4 right now, they'll certainly be happy.
Yep, indeed, as Will's actually setting purple sector 2 there as well as he tries to get past Midnight as well. It's just nice to see the midfield battle really coming to fruition at this moment in time, and I think all it would take for people to get back into this is a late safety car, which can happen, but the way this is going and the way people are pushing, it may not happen as well. Rally picks himself a time penalty as well. I'm going to get the gap to leader to see what is going on as well. I'm keeping an eye on the battles as it continues as well. They're all so close, apart from, I would say, CC Brain, Rob Rally and Fabi, who just having a nightmare. Don't forget Fabi had to serve his drive-through. KJ just picked up another one as well. Greeny may be struggling a bit on those softs, so he may be having a little bit of an issue at this stage. Well, on lap 20 of 28, Petrock still leads. No penalties to his name. Kazooie in second, Greeny in third, and Benjamin picks up a penalty. He was staying clean throughout the whole race, but he just picked up a mistake. I believe it was a roughing in the turn 4 and 5, I believe, was where he picked up the corner cut, which was a shame. But he needs to concentrate on this race now. Samuel Bean and Midnight go side by side. Midnight with a really great straight line speed with his tyres. The Delta is definitely making a difference between the softs and the mediums right now. So that has helped him a little bit. 7 tenths is the difference between fresh softs and mediums, but I think it's probably increased with how long Samuel Bean has been on those medium tyres. Will's going to get the jump then. Let's see what he could do. Oh my God, could this not be free wide? We don't know. Will could capitalise on this as well. This could be very, very huge. Midnight getting a time penalty. Samuel Bean. This may not work. Samuel Bean almost gone off. That was similar to what the Williams drivers did earlier on. I did say free wide would not mix, and the Williams driver was involved again. Oh my God, they just won't learn, will they?
No.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens then with that then, but they have been warned about this corner as well. Will picks up a penalty as well as Greeny goes into the pits as expected, and I think he's going to go on for the soft to go for a fastest lap point or a bit of a glory there as well. But there's still battles happening further ahead. I will go back to Interval as well. Will still on the back of Midnight as well. Simo could gain position out of this. Simo could get a podium. Let's check the penalties. 3 seconds for Kazooie and Banana.
Will is on 15.
So he could not get points after all. Oh.
Nope.
Oh, a big oof there, I have to say, for Will. But here we go. Here comes Simo. Goes to the left he goes. 5% ERS. which I thought Banner would be probably more of an advantage, but Simo, I think, must be more consistent on pace. Will gets the job done on Midnight. He probably has to reduce the amount of penalties he had. Midnight does have more less penalties than Will, so he doesn't have to get the move done anyway. But you know, you're a driver, you want to get the move done on track, but you don't want to lose it due to damage. So what would you do in this situation?
I would want to fight, but then it's just like, of course, like you say, you want to get it on track, but sometimes there's no point.
Yeah, and I've just been informed by chat, if no one was affected by the reset to track, like if there was clean air in front of you and behind you, you can reset to track apparently, according to Connor in the chat. So, you know, I think the stewards will look at that and see if it affects any drivers. If it did not, then the ones who did reset to track earlier on will probably have got away with it. So, thanks for clearing that up, guys, and I did not know that. Meanwhile, KJ's got to move into the final corner. Samuel Bean is in the pit lane. That is interesting. Softs. So I think he realised that he's out the championship fight, so he just wants to go out and have some fun, almost certainly. So there's no way he's going to outscore Benjamin as it stands, because at the moment Benjamin's going to get... Actually, I don't think Benjamin's going to get a point at this stage. So Kazooie is really going to... He's going to bring the gap down to quite some margin, considering Kazooie was 4th after this race. Meanwhile, the two Alfa Romeos... Oh, before this race, sorry. Meanwhile, the two Alfa Romeos, Table Clan versus KJ, they're still fighting. I mean, Table Clan putting some great performances in some races. He's showing in this race as well on the soft. And KJ had to let him through to not get held up too. Well, lap 22 out of 28. This is going to be very, very intense. I did see someone going side by side. I believe it's two racing points. Oh, a very late send there. Late on the brakes from, I think, one of them. And Mish is definitely wanting to take some risks at the moment, because the way this is going, Mish is going to be out of this fight. Samuel Bean's going to go out of this fight. So all it rests on to see if Benjamin's going to take the title is if Kazooie can outscore Benjamin by 6 points. I'm looking at time penalties. I think he can do it.
Simo's within that 3 seconds.
And Simo's within that 3 seconds. So I really... do not know, so I'm going to get the rule book up. I'm going to get the rule book up because that's got the points. That's got the point system, and I don't want to do what happened on Thursday where I had to work it out on the spot.
I think it's 16, 12, 10.
16, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Yep.
I think that's right. I didn't even have to look at the rule book there, but not much has happened at the moment apart from this battle scrap for the midfield between Will, Midnight, and Mish. So this is pretty good. Mish, don't forget, needs to outscore Benjamin by 8 points. So I don't think it's gonna be very close if he does that. Meanwhile, we still got people going side by side again. Will gets another position up into P4. He's gonna drop down anyway. Benjamin gets the move that he's done up to 9, so he may get a point after all. I think that was a very crucial move as well. I think he's been saving all the fuel that he needs for these last couple of laps. It's still possible for Benjamin to seal the title at this stage. It depends what Kazooie does. Kazooie can't get any more penalties, otherwise it may be game over for Kazooie. And I'll just get a quick reminder of the standings. So Benjamin is on 8 points before this race. Kazooie is on 66. Mish is on 64. Samuel Bean is on 59. So that is the situation going into this race. And I'm hoping it goes down to the final race. It could happen. It's very likely at this stage, thanks to Kazooie. But Will getting a 3 seconds fine penalty again. We don't want Will to get disqualified. He's got the most out of anyone at this stage. And looking at Table Clan, he can gain massive from this. He could get maybe a top 4 finish, potentially.
And Bean is sat in 8th, and if they cross the line and do actually get P4, I wonder what will be going through their head. It's certainly, like, in my opinion, it'll be quite, like, exhilarating and, like, quite motivational, but you don't know. Table Clan's probably thinking, I need to push, I need to get this position.
I think he just wants to not retire as well, because there has been a few races where he's been very unlucky. He got his last DNF was USA, but he did get some points in Mexico last time about. He got 5 points, which is not too bad. Meanwhile, Midnight gets past both Mish and Ballina, which I wonder what Midnight is thinking, because does Midnight know that Mish is ahead of him in the championship? Because Mish is in danger of losing out the title if he doesn't get a move on. I wonder if Midnight will let Mish through. I don't know. Or if Midnight wants to run his own race, but Midnight's got more penalties, so I'm guessing that's why they've been allowed to fight as well. And look at that, Table Clan is pushing for his life right now, as I'm seeing if Benjamin can push on Table Clan. I know it may not make any difference, but you never know with Benjamin. You just got to never give up at this stage, and you could get beyond for a decent result. And I mean, if it goes down to Japan next week, we could be on for an absolute classic. I mean, Benjamin has not won a title before. Kazui, don't forget, Kazui came from F4 last season, and he's still in this fight and still could be on course to even, he hasn't even won a race yet as well. I think, just taking it back, that's how close it is. He hasn't won a race. We could see a situation where the one that's won the championship may not have won a race. Benjamin won in USA. It's going to get very, very intense here. I don't think we're going to get any safety cars, so they need to push now. Everyone needs to push now if they want to gain as many positions as they can. I think Benjamin could gain a few positions of Will and maybe Midnight, so he could still, I don't know, I really don't know what could happen here.
It's just like Ben, it's going to be interesting to see at the end, because the driver's gaps is just so hard to work out right now.
That's why I'm not good at maths. That's why I didn't get a good GCSE grade. I only got a grade C. Anyway, Mish got the move on Midnight into the DRS straight, which is very key, isn't it? You got to get rid of that 3-second deficit that you need to try and outscore Benjamin by 8 points. So we got yellow flag set to 3. That is a Renault. No, it's not a Renault. It's
Fabi.
It's Fabi, and he's retired in the pits. I don't blame him. He's had a horrible race so far, and you know, he's currently sitting P5 in the championship. I think this result will probably hurt him, because Table Clan, if he gets a good result here, he'll jump Fabi in the standings. So that's dangerous. We got another yellow flag as well. And no, that's Fabi coming out of the pit lane. That's his AI. Okay, that's it gave me hope for the time being as well. But there we go. We're on the penultimate few laps of this Grand Prix, and this could go down to the wire here. We still don't know whether the championship will be won by Benjamin tonight, or will it be Simo is right on the back of Kazui. This could be dangerous territory for Kazui. Kazui has got to defend for his life. His championship is dependent on that, as Simo gets the job done. I think, yes, he does, around the inside, and he's up into second place, and he is on course. Don't forget, the penalties are being looked out for the pit entry and the blocking in the pit, blocking in qualifying. So Simo, that could be a winning move for Simo.
It could be. Midnight's got another penalty. He's going up to 9 seconds now, and Will is on 21 seconds.
Oh my God!
And Simo gets a 2-second time penalty.
Oh, so Petros could get. So Kazui is fighting for position. Kazui is fighting for position. I wonder. Obviously, you can see the penalties on your screen now. In the drivers, you can see the 5 drivers nearest you. Well, the 3 fewest drivers nearest you. What penalties people have got. That's going to give Kazui a little bit more incentive to push. I hope he's got some rich fuel. More rich fuel. CT Brain has also got a penalty, but that's not going to affect him. Anyway, we know Samuel Bean is out of the race for the title. That's it. We know that he's out of the race for the title. So we're down to 3 in this title race, and Samuel Bean's up to 9 seconds. I can't call it at this stage. Hadler could gain a few positions here, don't forget. He's got no penalties as well. We haven't mentioned Hadler, as Samuel Bean has had a little bit of a slide in the final corner on lap 27 of 28. KJ's picked up another one as well. He's down in 13th though, don't forget.
He's in the pit lane.
Yeah, he's in the pit lane. He's on the softs. Well, he's not going to get a point for it, but at least he's going to get some glory points at least, which is a fair game to him at this stage. So 9.5, well, almost 10 seconds behind. We got a yellow flag. And that is probably someone almost one more time. Here we go. We got Will getting the move on Midnight. Table Clan getting the move on Ballina. Benjamin is in the back of this train. This is key for Benjamin now. He's got to do the drive of his life. The more positions he gets, the more chance he gets of securing that title today on paper. There we go. And I wonder what Ballina, again, this is team orders, I'm presuming for Ballina. Ballina wants, I think, the double, wants Benjamin to get the double. So I wonder if Ballina will let Benjamin through. We'll have to wait and see. And I wonder if Table Clan will as well, because Table Clan does not have a penalty. Oh my god, it's definitely going down to the wire here. I do not know. Do not watch the F1 stream yet. We still don't know if this fight is still going to go on. But on the final lap, Petrox still leads. Ballina picks up another penalty. This could be...
This is just Ben's hands. This is just playing into his hands right now.
I think Ben might have done enough. I think Ben might have done enough to secure the title. We'll have to wait and see. Kazooie, if he stays as it is, he will score 10 points. If Benjamin stays as it is, he will think... I think he'll get... I don't even know.
Oh, let me work this out for you.
I don't even know at this point. So whilst they work this out, whilst Bryn works this out, we still got a battle on our hands between Petrox and Simo. But we will have to wait and see. I think there's a lot of people in the chat, which... It's like Lewis Hamilton in Mexico. Benjamin's not having a good race, and he could get the title.
P6, Ben will finish.
P6, so Kazooie will get 10 points. Benjamin will get...
6. I think 6.
So Benjamin will do enough. Benjamin would have done enough if he gets P6. Benjamin will have done enough because it will be 4 points as a difference. But you never know. Benjamin gets past Ballina. Can Benjamin get 2 attempts that he needs? CC Bain gets a time penalty as well. I don't know what's going to happen. This is going to be very, very tense. But meanwhile, let's go on board with your leader. This could change, I think, maybe in 10 penalties, but we have to wait and see. This is going to go down to the wire. Petrox comes across the line. He takes the win. Simo comes across the line in second. It is a Haas 1-2. But has Benjamin done it?
Done enough.
Kazooie in third. Mish in fourth. Will comes across the line in fifth. Fifth seat. Benjamin comes across the line. And he has done it. Benjamin is your PSGL Season 27 F2 champion by the skin of his teeth. Congratulations, Benjamin. You have done it. That was a great finale.
It was. Towards the end there, Ben just needed to push. That was... Sadly, Dan wasn't here. That's the bad thing. He wasn't here to crown him with you.
I had a feeling Benjamin was not going to do it, but his last couple of laps was insane. Insane. So the gap has gone down. So obviously, Kazooie scoring 10, Benjamin scoring 5. The gap's now, well, Kazooie's increased the gap by 4 points, so it'll be 18 points. So, you know, if it was a few more races, he would have still been in the fight. Kazooie did pull off a fight, bless him, but, you know, he's worked so much harder in this race. But your Season 27 F2 champion, it's not Tomato. His reign is over. It is Benjamin. But we can't give away the glory that Petrox has received today. He's driven absolutely amazing today in the Haas car. I mean, a fantastic job. Italian 1-2. I did say at the start of the Grand Prix that, you know, the person that is on pole usually goes on to win, and you know that is very, very true. So, you know, so Benjamin will be on I believe 94 points. Kazooie would be on 76. So yeah, he's done enough. Benjamin's done enough. I want to get an interview with our champion. I don't think he knows he's done enough, to be honest. But I can tell you, Benjamin, you have done enough. Congratulations. But Petrox wins from Simo, from Kazooie, from Mish, from Table Clan, from Benjamin, from Midnight Banner, Hallen and Green. Here we got Will, CC Brain, Samuel Bean, KJ, World Rally, Fabi Lamb, and Tomato, and Caden Forbes are your retirements. Kazooie may jump to P2, with Benjamin may jump up to P5, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, Benjamin's provisionally the champion. It may get decided by the stewards if it goes to next week, which I do hope it does not happen. But for now, Benjamin's champion. What did you think of that race?
It was certainly like an exciting race at the start. Things were very like close, and the mid pack during this race has been absolutely immense. The amount of swapping has been between say 5th and all the way up to say 10th. It has been so close, but at the end there, penalties really played it all off, because Will dropping with the 21 seconds worth of penalties, dropping down to P11. No hope of points for Will.
No, it's a bit of a shame due to the amount of penalties he has got, but you know, it happens sometimes. You can't get penalties like that. So if someone can tell in the F2 chat that I would like to maybe interview the top 3 and Benjamin as well, because he did do enough. So congratulations, and we're going to try and get the top lot in there. It's a bit of a shame that Dan won't be able to crown it next week, but you know, it happens. I kind of was expecting Benjamin to win it today, but not in a style like he did like that. Don't forget, he started near towards the back of the grid as well, and he still managed to come across the line in P6. I mean, he's definitely a deserving champion.
He certainly is. After a drive from P16?
Yeah.
Up to P6. 10 positions there to take the championship. Gotta be one of the best drives I've seen so far after commentating F2 with you.
Yeah, maybe you may be commentating with me next week. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? We said that last week. We end up being in there as well. But I'm going to I'll try and get Benjamin in. Let's get Benjamin in. Let's get our champion in. We got to get him in for an interview, and we got to get our winners as well and our podiums as well. So, yeah, if someone could tell Ben that if Petros gets 5 seconds, he's still P2, but Petros could get 10 seconds, we don't know. But it is all unfolded within our very eyes. If we don't get anyone for interviews, it'll be a bit of a shame, but we'll have to wait and see. And the final round will be in Japan, and I believe the constructors fight is still in sight. Even though Kazooie has gained a bit, Samuel Bean has not. Both AlphaTauris have scored. I'm going to ask you a question, Bren. Who do you think is going to get the constructors next week?
It's going to be close, but I'm just putting all money down to AlphaTauri. I'm putting my money down.
Yeah, indeed. So the penalty, and also Kazooie may get his penalty removed as well. So I may have crowned the champion for a wrong reason. We'll have to wait and see. So you'll find out on by the stewards if Benjamin is still champion, or if you have to wait until next week. So it makes sense if I probably don't interview Benjamin. But there we go. I think no one wants to join us in the interview box, which is a shame. So we're going to wrap up the stream. So thank you guys so much for watching the F2 stream for tonight around Abu Dhabi. It's been a lot of fun commentating with you, Bryn, and we've got the final few tiers still to go for Abu Dhabi. We've got F1 on right now, as well as F5 and F6, so make sure you check those streams out. But from Bryn, you'll see him tomorrow in Formula Performance for the Japanese Grand Prix for the final round, so make sure you check him out then if you want to see more of him. But for me, for F2, we'll see you next week for the Japanese Grand Prix. Have a good evening, everybody, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.